This is the 2027 Kia Telluride HEV. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to tell you why you will not be disappointed if this is something you buy. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Kia for today's video. We're going to answer a question somebody asked in a previous video. With this being a full redesign, more boxed off, more aggressive looking, I do like the design of everything we have with our daytime running lights. We do have the projector beam style headlights, low and high beams. I also like our fog lights. Located right here, what do you think about that placement? Do you think they should maybe be out here angled in this direction? I think being that everything is LED here, you're gonna have more than enough lighting to where it really isn't gonna matter, but I'm curious to know what you think. The upper grille, gonna look classic Kia, gonna have that classic Kia badge right there in the center. I like the design of that they changed in the last few years. Our forward-facing front view camera right here underneath, that means you're gonna have a whole lot of cameras everywhere you can imagine. As we work our way down, we will have a matte finish here with the bumper. That's actually plastic, this area. The front spoiler right here will be body color, but I think that's going to work just fine. Now, as we work our way around, I want to come around this way so we can take advantage of some of the shadow here. Now you will find the 2.5-inch lift kit. That's going to be something I know a lot of you wanted to know about. Could you do that with the hybrid versions? Yes, you can. That's going to be matched up with our 20-inch gloss black wheels. We're going to have our tires are going to help you out off-road right here, as you can see. And then body color and combination of that plastic right here with a matte finish with our fender surround. But I do like what Kia has done here. Very nice body design. Side view mirrors, turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They're also going to be power folding. I'm going to push the button right here to let you see that. And blind spot monitoring, we'll take a quick look at that. Built in on the inside, on that glass portion of your mirror. And something else we're going to have, these are deployable door handles, so they do go in and then deploy out when you unlock the vehicle. We work our way up. We're going to have our roof rails up here. You can get your crossbars and greatly increase your cargo space. There's already plenty of that here. Now, there's not a panoramic sunroof, but you have a front sunroof and a larger rear sunroof back here. As we work our way back, once again, that same design here with our fender surround. Work our way all the way to the rear back here. Once again, the nice bright LED lighting with our tail lights. Got that turn signal indicator turned on for you right there. Everything blacked out here. What do you think about that? With our Kia badging, with the Telluride name right here. The rear roof spoiler is going to conceal away our rear window wiper. It is hidden up there, so it's here. It's just not down in this area where you'll often find it. And as we work our way down, you're not going to find your exposed exhaust outlets. Just gives it a little bit more of a clean look, something that's very common with hybrid models. And X-Line right here, we're going to also have our all-wheel drive setup, so this is going to give you a lot of benefits for those low traction situations. And under the hood, you're going to find a combination of a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine and dual electric motors. That's going to be our hybrid setup. 329 horsepower and 339 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 60, a little over 6.5 seconds. Top speed about 120 miles per hour. But here's something that I know is going to be very impressive to a lot of you. It is not mated to a CVT. It is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, being that it is a hybrid, how about your MPGs? You probably won't be able to see this very well, but I'll tell you what the numbers are. 30 city, 32 highway, 31 combined, and 3.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now, I'm going to come in here and hit the button right here. That's going to pop open our gas door. You do have your gas cap there as opposed to capless fuel fill. It's an 18.2 gallon gas tank on a full tank of gas, estimated about 546 miles in the city, 582 miles out on the highway, and 564 miles combined. And here is your key fob. Now, you won't have any buttons on the face of the key fob. They're all on the side: lock, unlock, remote start. All of that is going to be there. You can see what all we have. You can open and close your power tailgate right here, remote start. It's all here. Now, let's talk about cargo space. First of all, you can tow up to 4,500 pounds with the hybrid powertrain and all-wheel drive. And as far as gaining access to this area, you can see that we push the button. There's a button on the remote, button on the tailgate, button on the interior. All of that's going to be here. And to lower your seats, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull on our release right here, push that down. I'm going to pull on this, and one little tip for you, make sure that you keep these releases right here that you can grab onto like this if you can, because that's going to help you out to make it easier to reach in here and grab that and pull it back up, unless your arms are a lot longer than mine are. Now, depending on how you set things up, here are your cargo numbers: 21.3 cubic feet. As we're doing right now, 47.7 cubic feet and 88.3 cubic feet. When you maximize everything, I will show you how this works. We're going to pull down on the lever on the side of the seat. That's how you're going to maximize things as far as that goes. We're going to find the power outlet. We can see that right over here if you want to take advantage of that. And then we're also going to have the buttons right here. So here's what we can do. We can lower the seats just like that. Now, that one did not go all the way down, but you can do that. Now, you won't be able to bring them back up, however, with those buttons. Just so you know, there is a little bit of cargo area lighting back here. And I have the shade drawn forward right now, but we also have our rear sunroof right there, and you can see the controls for the air conditioning. You also saw that you have a 12-volt power outlet. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel. We're going to take a look at the door panel over there on the driver's side. And you can see the color contrast. Here you've got your contrast stitching. We're going to have that shade that can be put in place when you so desire to do so. It is manual, but not a big deal as far as that goes. Now, as far as the armrest goes, plenty of space, very comfortable, and we have our door bin right here. On the side of the seat is a button. I'm going to push that button. We'll try and show you that as best as we can right there. And that allows me to hop on up in here into the third row. Now, the seat is in a little bit of an upright position, so depending on if that's reclined or not, well, that's going to determine how much leg space your third row passengers are going to have. The floor is a little bit high. I wish it was a little bit lower, but that's what happens with a hybrid vehicle. That's going to sometimes make that happen. It was just one of those things. Here is the rear sunroof I was telling you about. The shade is drawn back, so it's not hiding everything. That doesn't open, in case you were wondering. Now, I do love the fact that we have these air conditioning vents nice and close to the passengers. That's always a good thing. You can't lose with that. And then we'll show you on this side, we're going to have a couple of cup holders, and there is a USB port right there. Overall, a decent amount of space back here. You do have the recline built in, as you can see, between this side and this side, so that's going to make a difference for your passengers. You can also bring that headrest up. There is room for 3 people right here, as evidenced by the 3 seat belts. A lot more space here and a lot more comfortable. I can stretch my legs out a little bit more here in the second row area. Obviously, these seats recline quite a bit. Don't do that if there's somebody sitting back there. But the good news is these seats do move back and forth, as you can see right there. That's a good thing. Cup holders on the rear of the center console. We're also going to have a little bit of storage space underneath that. Our rear seat pockets on the back of each seats. And classic of Kia, we're going to find our USB ports in the seat backs. So if you're looking for that, that's where it is. Air conditioning vents, once again, located up here in the roof area. And here is the command center. For the third zone of climate control, you can adjust the temperature, the fan speed, all of that good stuff can be adjusted. And one more thing here, let's see how the armrests do. Well, they're a little short for me. You can't move those up. I do wish they came out to about maybe right here. I think that would be perfect. Now, as far as the sticker price goes, keep in mind, window tint, you're going to have those grappler tires, the 20-inch wheels added, and the 2.5-inch lift kit. That takes the sticker price to $67,305. That's what it is here at Kia. Tell me what you think. It does add quite a bit. I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are on that price. Now, we're going to go up here to our upper console. You're going to have your sunglass holder right there. Obviously, your lights are here. You can turn on all of that if you need to. We can open the power shade for that rear sunroof right here and open your front sunroof. It's going to be right here. That does not have a power shade. It's manual, so you'll have to do a little work to open and close that. Got your hazard lights and all your other buttons here. You know what all of that is. And we'll work our way down. We're going to have our volume control for the radio right here. You can push that to turn that on and off, muted, all that good stuff, air conditioning vents, and we'll work our way across. We're going to have our glove box over there. No gloves in the glove box, but there it is. Conventional size. You can see the nice large armrest and the door bin right there, and where the upper area where you would normally expect to find the door handle, you can see where that door handle is down there. Kind of an unusual spot, but hey, I think it works. One more thing I wanted to show over there. Let me do this real quick, confusing my cameraman some. Right up there where the door handle would normally be, that's the heated and ventilated seat buttons. The seats are also power adjustable with lumbar support. And a little bit of an addition here on the driver's side, we're going to have our seat memory, heated and ventilated seats right here. You can do that. There's your ventilated seat button and your heated steering wheel button. 2 stages right there. We're not going to roll the windows down, but you do have your power windows. You can lock and unlock the windows, and you can determine which mirror you're adjusting right here with that control. That's what I pushed earlier to fold those mirrors in for those who are curious about that. Here's your power parking brake, and you can see some of the other features that we have here for opening and closing the power tailgate, your button for your gas door. You're going to have traction control right there. It is a manually adjustable steering wheel, but it's tilt and telescopically adjustable. Always a good thing. And our steering wheel mounted controls are going to be here, including down here. You're going to have your different buttons for your drive mode. So here's what we're going to go. We're going to go with drive mode first and show you what's going on. So you're going to have Eco, Sport, and My Drive. You can see what happens with the driver's display when you go to those different modes. And then we're going to hit the button right here that says Terrain Mode. And that gives us snow, mud, and we're going to also have sand right there, as you can see. So depending on how you want to set things up, that's how that works. And we're going to have the control right here for our front and rear window wipers. Kind of an interesting thing. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. This is your shifter. So to go into reverse, we're going to twist that backwards. You can see that the cameras came up and all that good stuff. It also gives you an idea of what's going on around the vehicle right there. And then to go into drive, we twist that forward. And to go back into park, we push the button right there on the end. This is the button to start and stop the engine. Kind of interesting. May take a little getting used to, but hey, I think it works. Everything for your headlights, taillights, and your fog lights right here, and your turn signal indicators are here as well. And I encourage you to use those, especially on this trim level, because you have those cameras built into your side view mirrors, and it shows you your blind spot when you're driving down the road. Nice, comfortable steering wheel. Going to have the flat bottom right down here. Show you that. And now we'll move back over here. One thing I do want to show you real quick is what's right down here. A pass-through. Plenty of space there with a 12-volt power outlet if you want to take advantage of that. Now let's move to the center screen. You've got everything here for your climate control, but there are physical buttons in addition to that. That is a good thing. So we can hit home right there. That's going to bring us to home. You do have map if you want to take advantage of that built-in navigation. As you can see, you can search if you'd like to by simply pushing these buttons. And if we go to media, that's going to bring everything up right there. We can go to setup, and here is what we're going to have as far as setup goes. And here on your setup screen, you can see this is where you're going to find your icons. Everything for vehicle will be here. Quite a few different things. We're not going to cover everything, but you've got everything, as you can see here, for eco. You've got climate. You can go over here to lights if you want to do that. We'll let that come up, and you can see your different lighting here. You do have ambient lighting, something we can't really show you in here because it's just too bright today, but you can work with all of that. That's going to be taken care of, and we can actually come back and go to our online manual right here if we wanted to, just so you can see. Again, not going to show it, but you do have that manual right there. You can scan your QR code and take advantage of that. Now to get back out of this screen, all we're going to do is arrow our way out. As you can see, set up for the doors, all of that's going to be here. There's a lot going on. but it's not complicated to deal with. You just have to figure it out where it is depending on what you need to do. Convenience will also be here. You can see some of the different things that that's going to give you. As far as that goes, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone and take advantage of that if you want to. Right down here, we're going to have our air conditioning controls. Like I said, physical controls, temperature, dual zone climate control, fan speed, all of that's going to be here. You can see what's going on. We're going to also have our USB connectivity, and I'd like to see this in more vehicles. Dual wireless charging pads, one for the driver, one for the passenger. That's a good thing. Your auto hold is right here if you want to take advantage of that. We're going to have our hill start assist, and then your park assist, and we're going to go back to the screen. I'm going to hit this button, and you can see our different camera views. Now you can see our overhead view over there, and we'll go through a couple of things here. There is our rear view camera, and then we come right here, and we can go around and see every angle. Kind of a nice little thing, as long as you don't accidentally get out of that. There we go. We'll come back into that. You can go to your settings and do whatever you need to do where that is concerned. And we'll work our way down. We're going to have our cup holders right here, a little bit of storage space right there, and you can see a little bit of the ambient lighting on my hand. See that right there. And the center console lid, or lids, dual as they are right here, work as an armrest for the driver and passenger, but they are the Bombay doors. As you can see, this tray is removable, and we're going to have a 12-volt power outlet. Once again, I can use my hand to show you the lighting that's down there that's going to help illuminate the interior of this spacious center console. And here's a quick sampling of the Meridian sound system. Hopefully that sounds as good for you as it does for us. And let's get out on the road for a quick test drive. How much of a difference these tires and wheels and this 2.5-inch lift make as far as the overall ride quality goes? Personally, I cannot tell a difference as far as that goes, so I don't think you will be able to either. So still a good, comfortable ride quality based on the fact that this Telluride is going to have that without the 2.5-inch lift and the larger tires. Still going to be that way with those things. Easy to see out of. I like that. You've got all of your different camera views for when you're in tight spaces if you need them. And that's going to be very helpful. And then love turning on those turn signals because I like that blind spot camera that comes in from our side view mirror and gives us that view and just makes things a lot easier to deal with. Obviously didn't help me there because we were turning, but still, you can get the idea of how that works. I like that. The technology here is not difficult to learn and use. The brake and gas pedal, responsive and easy to adjust to. The braking is not overly aggressive, which is always a good thing. For me, it seems just right. But it does depend on what you're used to. You might say something different. Maybe it's too aggressive, too soft, or you may say the same thing and say it's just right. Just depends on what you're used to driving. That's just how it goes. But that works out well. Steering is nice and responsive, and you have a decent turning radius for what you're driving here as far as being a mid-size SUV. All-wheel drive is going to be beneficial if that's something you need. You can definitely take full advantage of that for those of you that live in climates where you deal with snow and ice throughout the year. I'm grateful I don't. But when you do need that, it sure does help, and all those different driving modes will be there too to help you out depending on what your situation is. Plenty of room, especially in these first two rows. The driver's seat and the steering wheel being super adjustable in a multitude of ways. That's going to help you out. For those of you that are really tall, you're still going to be able to fit in here. Absolutely no problem where that is concerned. And somebody who's maybe not super tall, maybe wishing you were, but you're not. You can also set things up to where everything is just right for you too. So a very well-rounded vehicle, comfortable seats, heated and ventilated. I like that. I feel good. I have the ventilated seat on the medium setting and doing a great job of keeping me nice and cool in addition to this nice air conditioning doing its job. I'd say if you're looking for a very nice hybrid SUV, a little bit of extra ground clearance, all-wheel drive. You can tow with it, you can haul with it, haul people around, get people where they need to go, family and friends. This is definitely a well-rounded SUV that's going to take care of all of those things. And there it is, the 2027 Kia Telluride HEV. Answering the question, can you get the 2.5-inch lift on the hybrid version? Yes, you can. So tell me what you think about it. I guarantee it, you're not going to be disappointed if you come in and buy one of these, whether it has the lift on it or not. I would like to say a special thanks to Kia in Bossier City for loaning us this Telluride for the day so we can tell you all about it. If you come to the Bossier City store, ask for Cody Crouch. He will take great care of you. Tell him that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you his way. I would also like to say a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.